Hello friends, in this session we will understand how to digitize line feature and using various snapping options available with ArcGIS Pro. So let us start with the project that we have created. Here last time we have added couple of point features showing the airport location. So I am switching off that point file and now I am zooming in into an area where I want to digitize the line feature. Now to digitize the line feature, first of all I'll create a line feature class. So I'll going to my geo database. I'll select the new and feature class option. Here I'll provide the name India_rail. You can select the name as per your requirement. It will be a line feature. I don't want Z values. Next, I'll add couple of attributes like name of the rail. It will be a text field and it will other field is type of the rail. So it is again a text field. I'll select the next. I'm selecting the projection as a web marketer. I'll click next, keep the tolerance as it is and resolution as it is, next and finish. So now it is creating a new feature class and it will add that newly created feature class into the ArcGIS Pro. So you can see over here in geo database it has created a India rail feature. It has also added India rail into ArcGIS Pro table of content. I'll switch on that feature and if you see it will be a blank because we have just now created it. There are no features in it. So in the attribute table we have name and type attributes but there are no objects. Now I'll start digitizing over here. So to digitize I'll select this rail feature and then I'll click the create option in the edit menu. So here you can see Indian rail option is available. Once I click on that, this toolbar will become visible. Now here there are various options. We will explore all these options one by one. First option is create a new feature. So I'll just click on that and I will start digitizing on the map. So I want to digitize a rail. So let us assume this is a rail object. So I'll just do the on-screen digitization. And to finish the feature, I just have to double click. So here I'm just double clicking on it. Now a new feature has been added. It is by default selected and so it is showing with cyan color. If I clear the selection, it will be displayed with a pink color. I want to change the color, so I'll just click on that and I'll go to symbol properties. I'll select the yellow color because it is visible properly in satellite image. Click apply and close this symbology panel. So now you can see a yellow line showing the rail feature that we have digitized just now. Now if I want to digitize another railway line which is perpendicular to this and passing through like this, so what I have to do is again select the rail, click on create feature, select the India rail and then create new feature, start digitizing. To snap it properly, I will zoom in and then I'll start digitizing. So I'll just click here and double click here to finish. So these are the two features which have been added. You can see these two features. Just clicking clear selection so that they are becoming visible. Now let me see whether they are snapped properly or not. So I'm zooming in into the intersection area and now you can see there is some overshoot. It is not snapped properly. This is because whatever zoom level I zoom in and do the digitization, they will not snap because it requires higher precision. To ensure that all the features are snapped properly, I have to enable snapping. The option is available here in the snapping. I just have to enable it and select the appropriate snapping option. Now you can see this option is whenever I create a new feature, it will snap to the existing feature. That is the option. So I have enabled that and now I'll select this feature because I want to modify this feature. So I'll use the select button to select this feature and now instead of create I want to modify. So I'll click this modify button And then here I want to modify the vertices. So I'll select this option in the reshape option. So you can see the vertices are available. Now I can simply select the vertex, drag it, and now it will show me the snapping option, like it is snapping to existing rail feature. I just have to release and click outside. The feature will be reshaped, and now you can see both the line features are snapping properly. Now whatever detail I go, whatever zoom in level I go, they will always be snapped because they are now snapped by the software functionality. So this is how I can modify the existing feature and I can use the snapping functionality. Now you can see over here the feature which I have drawn is not exactly at the center of the road. So to modify the feature, again I have to select option, select the feature, go to the modify option, and then edit vertices, right? So now the feature is selected, and now I can just select this vertex and bring it to the center. Now I have to look at closely entire line feature and then modify all the vertices. If there are no vertices, I can just right click and say add vertex, and then I can snap that vertex to center of the road. You can see over here. So I have modified the feature. Now let me check at the other corner as well. Here also it is not snapping, so I'll just select and snap it properly. Now let me check at the final vertex. Here also it requires some adjustment. I'll select this vertex and snap it here. So, and now when entire line is updated properly, I'll just click outside. So you can see the line object which has been updated. You can see it is modifying the feature based on the adjustment which I have done. Now similarly I can modify this feature. You can see, let me check if it is properly snapped to the center of the road. Because I have digitized at a very large scale, it is required to make some adjustment. So I can select this feature, select the modify option, already selected, and now I can make the adjustments, like placing it exactly on the divider. Now I can check the entire length whether it is snapping properly at the center. If it is not, I can just bring it to the right location. So this way I can modify the existing line feature. You can see over here it is not snapping properly at the center of the road. I can make it proper. So this is how I can modify the existing features. Now this is done. So I have digitized two line feature and modified them to match with the satellite image. Now how to update the attributes? We have seen in the previous session how to modify attributes of a point object. Similarly, we can modify the attributes of a line object. Just select the line object for which you want to modify the attribute and just click on the attribute option. You can see the attributes are available. Name is empty. I would call it ABC rail, and it is a type of broad gauge. Click apply. So that attribute has been updated. Now I can select the other feature and then I can modify the attributes XYZ rail, and then it is a narrow gauge and say apply. So this is how you can digitize the line feature. Now there are various options. Let us explore those options one by one. Now say in this area we have a curved feature, right? In this section we have curved feature. What if I want to digitize a curve feature? One option is to create a new feature and then and just keep on clicking at a very short distance. You can see over here you can create a curve feature like this. This is the most basic way, and it looks like somewhat like a curve, but if you zoom in, then it will look like a straight lines, not a curve feature. So this is one option, but let us see what is the other better option. So I'll delete this feature. So I've selected this feature and I will delete this for time being, and then I want to create a new feature, and this time I'll select this curve option. Now here in this curve I'll select this this option. Now to digitize the curve, click on the start point, click on the end point, and then set the curve. You can see this dotted line, so you can adjust the curve. Now it looks perfect. I'll just release it and then double click to finish it. So you can see I have digitized a curve. Now usually between two vertex it is always a straight line, but here this is the first vertex, this is the last vertex, and between them it is not a straight line, it is a curve. In the database it is stored in the form of an equation, not in form of a coordinates. Now once I have digitized this curve geometry, I want to continue with a straight line. What should I do? The option is select that feature, and then within the modify feature you have an option here, continue feature. You can just click that, and from the last vertex you can continue digitizing with the straight line. I can just double click to finish. There is a single feature which is having curved surface at the beginning, and then there is a straight line continuing after the curve. So this is how you can incorporate the curve feature and then combine it with the straight lines. Now if I want to digitize a perpendicular line like this, you know how to do it. Go for a create feature, just select this option for creating a new feature. Make sure that you have enabled snapping, which is for the existing feature. I can even enable snapping for the vertices. You can see over here already it is snapping to existing line. I can just zoom in so that my line is properly at the center of the road. Just click and double click. So a new line has been digitized. I can update the attributes as per my requirement. So that's how you can digitize the lines. Now you can see over here this is a straight line, and then 90-degree perpendicular line, then a perpendicular line, then another perpendicular line. If I want to keep on digitizing perpendicular features, then what to do? Let us see if there is any option available in ArcGIS Pro. So let me show you over here. This is the option, right angle line. So what I'll do is I want to create a new feature, but then this feature is having all the line segments right angle to each other. So I've selected that option. Now what I'll do is I'll start from here. So it has snapped. Now this is the first vertex, and now you can see either I can go upwards or downwards. I cannot go straight. So I am going upwards. This is a right angle. Then I'll go here, right angle, then right angle, then right angle, and double click to finish. So you can see over here I have digitized a line object with right angle segments to each other, and I have done the digitization. There are many cases wherein you have land parcels or buildings which is having all the right angle edges, so you can use this option for digitization. Isn't it beautiful? In our case it may have some misalignment, like if I zoom in over here it has misalignment. So what I can do is I have already selected the feature. I can select the modify option. I can select the edit vertices option under reshape, and then I can align this vertex to the center of the road. I can visit every corner of the object. I can select this. I can align it to the center of the road, and then I can modify the feature as per ground reality. So you can see over here I have modified the feature, and now at the end my feature is perfectly matching with my ground realities. with minimal effort. So this is how I can digitize the right angle feature. So ArcGIS Pro provides all the features and functionality to make the editing task more productive, more efficient, more accurate without leaving any gaps. So I hope you have understood how to digitize the line feature and using the snapping options that are already available with the ArcGIS Pro. So you can make the digitization fun and more productive. Thank you. See you in the next session.